Alright, fuck it. I've determined that this is the time to go live. We got 5 minutes left for the Ravens at pick 22. We are at pick 23. Non-zero chance that this is a video reacting to a trade down. I think this is falling in a great place for the Vikings myself, because I'm very adamant that we need to draft defense, best player available on defense, and there's a lot of guys that are falling into our places, especially at cornerback. The wrench in this could be Will Levis from Kentucky is also there, and also Hooker from Tennessee is still there. And Baltimore's not going to take quarterback because I believe they just today signed Lamar Jackson to a big extension. So we could be coming up on a trade down, because if we don't want Levis, or maybe we prefer the other guy, we could trade down with someone who wants to jump up to draft Levis. I don't know, like looking at the tracker, a lot of teams that aren't going to be taking quarterbacks, so this would be a significant trade. It would probably be a trade into round 2. But there's a lot of defensive guys who are there, and I would just personally, yeah, you'd want to collect some more picks, because we're coming into this with only 5 picks. Although people do have to keep in mind, we've already sort of drafted T.J. Hawkinson with this draft, with getting rid of some of our draft picks, and now they're on commercial, of course. I swear, every year they always go to commercial right when the Vikings thing is coming up. I forget what I was even saying. Now they blew my whole train of thought. But yeah, you want to collect more picks. But man, Joey Porter's right there. Banks is there. Like there's some very highly rated cornerbacks, and that is the number one position of need. We need something on the defensive line too, both at the edge and the interior. But man, cornerback is the number one thing. So, and there's going to be a cornerback there, no matter who the Ravens take. There's going to be a very highly rated, highly touted cornerback there. I would just take the cornerback and call it a day. But we know Kwesi, he likes his trade downs. We've learned that from just one draft, so that could happen again. So a couple minutes to go on the Ravens. I'm very glad. What was it, like the 4th pick of the draft? The Colts took Richardson, that quarterback from Florida. It was all the Vikings fans were obsessing over. I don't want him. I don't really want any of these quarterbacks, even though one of them, at least one of them, is going to have fallen to us. I don't want him. Don't get defense. We've got defense falling into our laps here. When you get the number one position need, and it is falling into your laps. And now the pick is in for Baltimore, so then it'll be. I hope they don't take Joey Porter Jr. If they don't take Joey Porter Jr., that's the guy I want. But I'm sure that Brian Flores is having quite a say in who we would maybe take on defense. They're not gonna. They wouldn't take a guy if Flores doesn't think it works. So, but pick is in. We're waiting for them. We've already had a pretty good draft because the Lions have been fucking up, and the Bears are stupid, and the Packers took an okay player, but the other teams in the North have not really not been doing a very good job. So boy, I want a quarterback, cornerback. We're gonna have a chance at one, but again, this could be a reaction to a trade down. I think we'll find out pretty soon if they ever announce these picks. I get it's TV program, this thing goes on for hours and they can sell advertisement, but Jesus Christ, the NFL draft could take. They used to do the whole draft in one day. You think they can? They used to do the whole draft in one day when they had like 12 rounds. You think they could? You think they couldn't do this shit in one day? Let's go. Let's go. I hate filibustering. I'm not good at it. Okay, here we go. So Baltimore's pick, and then we'll see. And then we will be on the clock at 23. Pick in the 2023 draft. The Baltimore Ravens select Zay Flowers. Okay, that's the receiver. That's fine. That means both of the top cornerbacks left. Kwesi, let's go. Either get one or trade down just a few spots. So now it gets interesting. It's going to be a trade down. I would bet for a trade down at this moment, because someone's going to want to trade up. Although maybe they won't, because I mean, after the Vikings, it's Jacksonville, Giants, Dallas, Buffalo, Cincinnati, New Orleans, Philly, KC. Through the rest of the none of those teams are going to be going after the quarterback. Not I mean the Saints won't. They just paid Derek Carr a whole bunch of money, and everyone else has kind of their young franchise guys. So what is it? Pitt, Arizona, Detroit. I mean, yeah, no one's gonna be. You theoretically could trade back about a bunch of picks, but I don't want to bother with it unless you get a really good if this time you trade down out of the first round and get an extra first round pick, which we didn't last year, probably should have, but so I want defense. I want the cornerback. I bet Brian Flores wants the cornerback too, because we don't have much at cornerback right now. We really don't. We've got some young guys, some talented young guys from last year's draft class, but they're still question marks, and you can never have enough. I know it's become a cliche for years with the Vikings about taking first round cornerbacks, but sometimes it's injury that makes you have to do it. Sometimes it's just the way it is. But all right, come on. I'm sure they'll take the whole time. All right, I don't care about the Zay Flowers interview. And ESPN's not doing much of it. A couple of the receivers came off recently, so I certainly don't think we're going to be taking a wide receiver. So KJ Osborne, you're a wide receiver too, and you know what? I think KJ Osborne will be quite good at wide receiver too. Obviously, Mel, the quarterback of Baltimore is happy with the new receiver. Odell Beckham Jr., one of his good friends. All right, we're under 5 minutes for the Vikings. We're under 5 minutes until we find out what happens. I'm just waiting to see trade. It feels inevitable. Oh, now we're interviewing him on this one. Okay, that's fine. Plus, they're going to be students of their craft, technicians running their routes, and finishing. And I had my family, I had my friends, I had everybody by my side. And Coach Happy stuck by me and gave me his word, and he helped me through this opportunity. The segment of the Vikings fans who were dead set on taking a quarterback, I've already been melting down. They've already been calling for Kwesi to be fired. The hatred of Kirk Cousins is just crazy. Get this man some defense. We can go far. I hope we're a couple minutes away from get some more defensive reinforcements. Tell them let's do it. Hey, we about to work. Let's get to it. Right, I will literally watch whichever one starts talking about the Vikings. They're like 2 minutes away, and they're not. Oh, okay. There's the draft room. Oh, there's Ziggy. Ziggy lost some weight, I think. Quasey's on the phone.
And it appears they're on the phone right now to someone.
Yeah, they don't seem to be too intense about like maybe trying to make a trade.
There's a lot of Hendon Hooker talk right here as well. That said, I mean the Vikings. It's not as if they need a quarterback right now.
We don't. We don't need a quarterback. We just don't. Sorry. We don't need one. We've got a pretty damn good one with years left. I know we will need a quarterback eventually. But we do not need one right now. We need defense. Defense. And I hope Quasey was on the phone with a defensive player like perhaps Joey Porter Jr. It doesn't have to be Porter. It could be a different cornerback. Just well, it's probably not going to be a trade because they probably would have made a trade by now. We're under 2 minutes. Suspense.
But the defense really struggled all the way through. They've got to have some needs on that side of the ball as well. No doubt. It's interesting to see what they're going to look like on defense next year. They made a big aggressive move with Davenport, bring him in. Hopefully, you can get him up and going, get him running. Byron Murphy is the corner to come in there and help that defense.
Now, I know you mentioned a couple of second-round wide receivers second-round grades. The Vikings don't have a second-round pick. By the way, neither did Baltimore. That's why Baltimore, like Minnesota, coming into tonight with just 5 draft choices. So the first-round pick is paramount. Minnesota's next pick is late tomorrow night, 87th overall in the 3rd round. So it doesn't matter if they choose someone here in the 2nd-round grade. I imagine if they like them, this is where they would take them.
Yeah,
right?
That's where you want to go. To me, you don't have to take a guy with a 2nd-round grade. You got Jordan Addison, who's my top receiver in the draft.
Gotcha.
And I think he fits. When you think about where they come from and the offensive scheme that they run,
don't take a receiver. Don't take a receiver when we've got. We can figure. I believe KOC can figure it out with a receiver. Jalen Nailors looks like he can play a little bit.
That's what Kevin O'Connell wants. And I think when you look at a guy like Jordan Addison,
I think he can elevate.
If he was 193 pounds, he wouldn't still be available.
Receivers. Here you go. Pick is in. Oh boy. Defense.
That helps out big time.
Defense.
There was a couple of teams that didn't have a first-round selection that I know really coveted Jordan Addison as well as Dalton Kincaid. But I thought with the length of time going on, I thought that we might see a trade, but it doesn't look like we're going to see one as Minnesota's got the pick in. No passing this year, Rich. No pass for Minnesota.
Oh my God, you remember that one?
2003.
That was
Defense.
That was wild.
Defense.
They just didn't get the pick in. They passed. Yeah, like a game show.
Who was the team right behind them that literally ran up to the...
Yeah, they did. I remember that.
Was it Chicago? I can't remember who it was.
Yeah,
We're also stunned.
Different times the Vikings are now
There we
celebrating.
go.
What do you do now?
Everyone's happy.
I think we're all like, what actually?
We've never heard that answer before. Pass. What do you... What?
Can we go to the judges for a ruling, please?
I think it was the Ravens who ran up.
Of course, they always are happy with whatever pick they make.
Up to the podium.
Half the picks that have been made already in this draft are going to be bad picks.
Jaguars, then the Giants are on the clock. The Giants are the team that knocked the Vikings out of the playoffs last year in a shocking super wild card weekend.
That didn't happen. We don't want to talk. We don't talk about the playoffs last year. That game didn't happen. And you know why that game went the way it did? Because the defense wasn't good enough.
Do the Giants run up to the podium and grab Jordan Addison to try and continue to help out Daniel Jones? Yeah, they wanted to get faster. I mean, I'm just wondering, like, is this one of those moves where the Giants are like, hey, if you don't take him, we'll be there in a heartbeat.
Well, we thought this was the wide receiver run. It's happening. Yeah, it is. I believe the commissioner's coming.
All right, here we go. Defense. Come on, Quasey.
23rd overall. They took it all the way down a full 10 minutes before making it.
With the 23rd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Jordan Addison, wide receiver, USC.
First time
No.
in the common draft era, we have seen wide receivers go with 4 straight picks in the first round. Never happened. We had to wait to pick 20 for the run to start, but the run has begun. And here comes Jordan Addison from USC coming out of the draft room inside Union Station to come out. And Jacksonville just traded the pick to the Giants, who moved up one spot here.
I don't like it. Sorry, I don't. Like, I hope he's good. Like, I'm sure KOC thinks that this guy's good and he can be a real weapon. And I know we've done it in the past. Drafted receiver when that wasn't their number one need. Randy Moss, obviously, but God, we needed a fucking corner, and Joey Porter Jr. is right there. That guy Banks was right there. Holy shit, man. I mean, maybe we can just outscore everybody, but I mean, we're gonna have to, and we do have the guys from last year who've hurt, Evans and Booth and Scene coming back, but Jesus Christ, man, I don't like it. I don't like taking a receiver when it'd be different if like some of these defensive guys were off the board and it just the pickings were slim, but God, I don't like it.
Was that he just came in and went to work. Sometimes transfers can come in and they've got a little bravado. They think, hey, I've arrived, you need me. That didn't happen.
Look, and he might be very good, and I'm not even doubting that he can be good, but man, we need a defense. We need defense. I'm sorry, this is like.
But when the ball goes up in the air, he has another gear.
We desperately need a cornerback, and we didn't take one.
Once they see that ball, they can get into a different gear. He did that throughout his career. Watch the subtlety of the route running. See the
I'm always a positive guy. I'm always positive on the Vikings. I don't like this pick. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I hope Jordan Addison is a fucking stud number 2 receiver, and I hope he makes me eat my words and makes this video look like I'm a moron. But boy, we need cornerbacks, and we need defense, and we need to go for it for not even like the top receiver. So. Well.
Here is Melissa Stark with Jordan Addison. Look at you.
Look at this style. You are going to fit right in Minnesota. How excited are you?
Man, I'm so excited. I'm just ready to go get to work.
You are joining Justin Jefferson. Are you guys going to be the best duo in the league?
For sure, no doubt. Let's do it. Let's go get paid.
What can Vikings fans expect from you?
A lot of plays and a lot of touchdowns. We finna score all night. We're scoring all night.
You talk the talk.
I hope we do score all night, because we're going to be getting scored on all night too. This also tells me that they think Brian Flores alone is going to be just a major difference, and maybe he will be. I don't dispute that, but well, I don't like the pick. I can't help it. I don't like the pick. I want a defense. At least we didn't take the fucking quarterback. At least we know that like that's settled, because we're not gonna. By the time we pick again, late 3rd round, all the quarterbacks are gone. I mean, not all of them. Not all the quarterbacks are gone, but all of them that could be like quickly starting are gone. So we'll see what this means as far as what they do with Kirk.
It's your business. It's your Verizon.
But oh well, I want a defense. I'm disappointed. I hope I'm wrong. I hope. Look back at this, in a year from now, or maybe not even. Maybe it doesn't even take the full season, and see, hey, remember when I didn't like the Jordan Addison draft pick? How stupid was I? But yeah, I think the Vikings botched this pick.